Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Sadiq, and today I'll be giving you my opinion on the RGB30 handheld emulation console by PowKiddy. I'll be sharing my experience, what I liked and what I disliked. Full disclosure, I bought this item with my own money. This is not sponsored in any way. Let's begin with what you get in the box. In the version I bought, it came with a 128GB memory card loaded with games. The console itself is protected with a foam. Inside the box, you get the charging cable. This is a USB Type A to USB Type C, and a small pamphlet with some instructions. And you get the console itself. I got the red one. And there is a 16GB SD card pre-installed holding the OS. The version I bought also came with a nice travel case with a compartment to hold your cables. Looking at the hardware, you have along the top of the console, the L1 button, L2 button, volume plus, volume minus, HDMI mini port, reset button, power button, then you have the R2 and the R1 buttons. And on the right side, there's nothing. On the bottom, you have the USB port for charging, micro SD slot for the OS, headphone jack, a micro SD slot for the games, and you have a USB-C OTG port to add other peripherals. On the left side, there's also nothing. You have A, B, X, Y buttons at the front, directional D-pad, start and select buttons, and you have thumbsticks that can also be clicked in. The analog sticks are the type used in the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. And on the back of the console, there's absolutely nothing. Let's take a look at the specifications. The RGB30 comes with the RK3566 quad-core SoC, and it can play anything up to the PlayStation very well. It also comes with a Mali G52 GPU. The screen is a 4-inch OCA LCD 1:1 ratio 720p display. It also has a Wi-Fi 5G radio, and it has Bluetooth. Has two micro SD slots, one where you'd put the OS and one where you'd put the games. And it has 1-watt front-facing stereo speakers, and you got a 4100 milliamp hour battery. Looking at the performance of the RGB30, it performs very well up to and including the Sony PlayStation. So all 16-bit consoles, 8-bit consoles, and anything older than that will run flawlessly. Consoles newer than that will struggle very much. On the N64, it struggles with a few games. Some games work alright, but a lot of games are too stuttery. So consoles like the PS2, PS3, and later consoles, they're just out of the question. One of the best features is that you can output it to a TV via HDMI. Let's have a look at that. It's very easy to connect it to the HDMI out and connect it to a TV. This is a HDMI mini port to a regular size HDMI adapter. Plug it into the HDMI port on the console. Connect a HDMI cable to your TV, and then you can turn it on. That's one thing you can't hot swap, so you need to turn it off, shut it down completely, and then start it with the HDMI cable connected. And then another thing you can do, you got a OTG cable, which is a Type C to USB-A adapter, and I got here a 8-bit Bluetooth receiver. Hook that up as well. Plug it into the OTG port on the console, and I've paired a PS4 controller And now you can control the console with the remote. When outputting to by HDMI, the screen is filled up. It's not cropped to a square screen. So whatever the display you have, it will fill it up. The RGB30 is perfect for playing original Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, as they have a nearly square aspect ratio. Also, you have the Neo Geo Pocket Color and the Neo Geo Pocket, which also have a square aspect ratio. So they're very, very nice to play that as well, because it fills up almost the whole screen. 4:3 aspect ratio games also work very well. Example, the NES, Master System, Super Nintendo, Genesis, anything up to the PS1, and some even beyond that have a 4:3 aspect, and then you'll only get small borders at the top and bottom. There's a couple of things that I didn't like about the GB30. One of them was that the corners of the D-pad are easily triggered. So when I was playing Wario Land for the Game Boy Color, it would randomly just do a ground pound when I didn't intend to do one. And another thing that I didn't like about it is when you're playing twin sticks shooters, there's only one that I would actually play, which is Quake 2 on the PlayStation 1. Reaching the triggers to fire the gun and the sticks at the same time is a bit of a struggle. But other than that, I can't think of any other negatives. The best thing about the RGB30 is definitely its screen, which gets really bright, and the resolution is very high considering the price of the console. And due to the screen resolution being really high, even if you don't do integer scaling, it still looks very clean. Overall, the RGB30 is a great handheld console for the price. Considering you can get it for less than 80 British pounds or 100 US dollars, it's a real bargain. Was when I ordered it with a 128 gigabyte card, it didn't say in the listing, but it was loaded with games. So, I mean, I can't promise everyone will get that, but mine was loaded with games. I can definitely recommend it to people who want to play the older games, anything up to PS1. It works very nicely. Thanks for watching my review on the PowKiddy RGB30. If you like the video, give it a like. If you want to see more like this, please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.